Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are looking at what makes you so attractive. So this is a pick a card reading, which means that you use your intuition to pick the card or number or object, which I will be placing here in a moment, that resonates with you. And then you use the timestamp down below, and then I use my intuition to then read the cards for you. Remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates. Your biggest tool is your discernment, and that is always true. So if you get into a reading and you're just hearing something that does not sound like you are right. Go with your gut feeling. If you want to listen to something else, great. If not, that's great too. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to put some objects on these piles. So for group one, the object here is this beautiful dark green jade palm stone. For group two, the object is, this is Rubellite. So it's, the Rubellite is this dark red or purple color. And then we've got Aragonite for group three. So you can see that crystal there. And for group four, we've got this bright Chrysocolla. So if you're still not sure which group or pile is for you, I'm going to do a breathing exercise. So I invite you to do that with me. I'm sitting here, so I'm gonna put my feet flat on the floor. I'm just gonna relax my shoulders, close my eyes, take a deep breath in and release out any tension, and set the intention that you will hear messages that you need to hear today. Go ahead and open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn, that is the group for you. So again, thank you so much for being here, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello, group one, and welcome to your reading about what makes you so attractive. So the first thing is, like, your choice here in this green palm stone, which is a jade. It's just, it makes me feel like you're very connected to the earth, very down to earth kind of person. And that kind of still reflects here in the first card that comes out, 68 family. So it feels like you're somebody who is very connected to the people around you. Now, whether that is your biological family or a family that you create. And I keep hearing, unfortunately or fortunately, however you look at it, I keep hearing Vin Diesel in my head. There's nothing more important than family. And of course, him saying that is from the Fast and the Furious movies, but that was the family that they put together and they created. And this, for you though, it's about creating those shared experiences, creating those special moments with other people. Like, that's what makes you attractive, that you're there for others and you make others feel special. I love the green and the blue here. It's almost like, you had the jade, so if you're the green, you're giving somebody else a hug. It almost looks like the smoke is giving hugs here. And then we have Fishing Net and Whitefish Bay. These are from the Great Lakes Oracle. So they're, things or tools or stuff that's around the Great Lakes. Fishing net is interesting because it's a tool that you use for fishing, working smarter, not harder. There's also a level here of not getting caught up in like rough seas or chaos, if you will, that yes, you know, you're together enough to like be one piece, but you allow things to kind of roll through you or roll off of you. I just feel like you're a very steady type person, and that is also reflected here in the Whitefish Bay. So there's a couple Whitefish Bays around the Great Lakes area. There's one north of Milwaukee, and that's more of just an area. I think maybe they are an actual town, but this one speaks to the Whitefish Bay that's along Lake Superior, I believe. And what is so important about that is it's a safe harbor. Lake Superior is a huge body of water, and when there are, and it can be a very hostile environment, the waters can be very cold. So when there's a storm, Whitefish Bay is a safe place to go. It's a safe harbor. I kind of feel like if you are old enough, you know, during Pride Month, there's always those ladies, and this is why I said if you're old enough, those motherly figures who are like, if your mother doesn't approve of your, you know, your choices, I can be your mother. I'm your mother now, and I will give you a hug. So I feel like you're an honorary mother or father to people, but you're just a safe person, again, with the hugs that comes up. This very I think that you're somebody who is very smart as well, that people will approach you for your perspective, and you will let them know how to be, you know, work smarter, not harder. That's what's coming through. So let's look at the cards here. We've got 2 of Coins, Knight of Coins, we've got 5 of Swords, 4 of Wands, and we've got Ace of Coins reversed. I think that you're just like a very slow and steady wins the race type of person. We've got 3 Coins cards here. Again, that kind of salt of the earth, very connected, very grounded. And maybe if you don't feel that inside, because, you know, the smoke here in the beginning is a little bit of chaotic, and you may not always feel like that, but that's what you project, and that's what other people see. Again, look at this 4 of Wands with the sloth, and there's like the other baby sloth in there. I'm getting a very like motherly or fatherly kind of love that you project to other people. And again, lots of hugs. That's really interesting that I'm noticing these hugs here. The only, like, 5 of Swords is one of those cards that can be kind of not the most positive, where it is conflict. And you can see these little mice here, and this little mice is on the top of this cake, the winner, if you will, but at what cost? And I think it's more in your reading that either this is the past where you have won a battle but you lost the war, like you've learned from mistakes, or you're able to show other people, like, you know, in relationships, sometimes it's more important to create a connection than it is to be right. And, you know, you don't have to agree on everything to really project that love out there. Now, why we have this Ace of Coins reversed when we have got these other coins cards here, I feel like it is, you know, you're not necessarily somebody who gets out of the comfort zone. You're not necessarily, and that's okay. That's more than fine. But you do with what you have, and you make the best of it, and you really put, you know, you really just are very amazing role model for that. 2 of Coins is about balance. A lot of times we're balancing our home life and our work life, or maybe we're balancing all of our friends. I think that you put a lot of value on other people, and that really shines through, and people see that. Even if at times you might forget that, or you've learned that lesson, or you help other people learn that lesson. Four of Wands is a card about being, is about stability, really. And the Two of Coins is kind of too, this whole, like what I was saying about the net, about the chaos, like it just kind of flows through you and flows over you. I mean, the Four of Wands would be just, you know, standing steady and really celebrating with other people. And the Two of Coins is, I mean, look at this little raccoon, I think, who is juggling and then balancing on a ball. And then we've got another little bunny on top of here, like juggling as well. So these juggling acts that you perform, you make it look really easy, and it probably isn't, but I think it's through a lot of practice. You have a lot of practice in this. You know, getting a sense, you may not be older. If you are, you know, if you're a younger person, I think other people have called you an old soul, because I am getting kind of like this older energy coming in, but not necessarily that you are older, but you just definitely have like this maybe wise beyond your years type of thing going on. And people have called you an old soul. Doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that you, and this is part of that. That's part of your beauty. If you do end up saying something or treating somebody poorly and you realize it, you feel bad about it, and you want to go through and give hugs and make changes, because but that's part of your charm, because a lot of other people don't even realize it when they have made a mistake, or when they have inadvertently made somebody feel bad. But that is part of your spectrum of knowledge, or things that you're looking around for. Knight of Coins, this is kind of it's usually depicted as a knight who's working the fields, plowing the fields. And why is he doing that? Well, first of all, it indicates kind of like a slow and steady wins the race. I've already said that, but that's why I'm saying that. It's coming from this card, and it indicates a very like thoughtful person, thinking for the future, but also creating for their community. So it's not just you. You don't always, and that's part of like this original card with the family. It's not just you. It's not just what you think. It's you really want to be part of a community and to include others, whether that is, again, your family or the family that you create. And I just want to get one of these cards here. We get the Nightingale Spirit. So this is really beautiful. Love is all around you. Music could be very important to you. Could be why a lot of people see you as attractive, whether or music, dance, if you are somebody who sings or somebody who moves with the music. You know, maybe that's something that was something important for you in the past, that you maybe need to pick up again, if it's not currently a thing for you. And then we've got Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. I feel like this Rhino Spirit is often connected with the Knight of Coins, because it's kind of just like a keep going, keep your feet moving. Football that's going on right now, if you're watching this video when I upload it. And the running back is you know, somebody they give the ball to and they just run into a pile of people a lot of times, and you're like, how is it they're going to break? I mean, there's a huge group of people in there. How are they going to break through that barrier? Sometimes they don't, but they keep handing the ball and handing the ball and handing the ball. And actually, decent running backs, they average like 4 yards per carry. And it doesn't seem like that's a lot, but when to get a first down is 10 yards, and you go 3 to 4 yards each time and you get 4 downs, like that is continually moving forward, that's continually getting that first down. Now, sometimes you get stopped, sometimes you get moved backwards, but sometimes you break for a big one. And that is just kind of trusting in yourself, trusting in your ability, trusting in your skill, and keeping your feet moving forward. Maybe you're moving to a beat here with this nightingale spirit. And then, I mean, even look at this rhino, how the flowers are all around, because there's a lot of flowers here as well. We've got a little bit of flowers here, flowers in here. It's just, you know, again, a confirmation of beauty here. And it's more of, you know, your beauty has a depth to it that's more than just a physical or skin deep beauty. And it's not that people don't appreciate you for that, but that's like, you're so much more, it's so much deeper than that. And a lot of times I think they can't even put their finger on it, why you're so attractive, or why they're so attracted to you. And it doesn't really matter. That doesn't, but they're like, and that could be why you're watching the video, because people are like, I don't, there's just, you could just, that je ne sais quoi, that certain thing that you have, group one, that is very special. So that's what I have for you. Hope that you have a fantastic day. Thanks for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 2. So this is Rubellite, and I just want to get that really pretty red purplish stone in there. All right, so the cards that come out for you on the answer of why are you so attractive, or what other people see in you. And the first one we get is wisdom. Now these are cosmic law. This is the Cosmic Laws Oracle, and it's very abstract, and I really like that, because it's, you know, wisdom is just one of those things that just cannot be easily defined, but you really know if somebody has it or if they don't. It's kind of a combination between knowledge and intuition. And just because somebody is really smart, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're wise. And just because somebody is very, you know, has read a lot of books, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily streetwise. But, you know, wisdom also kind of conjures that a little bit, like, if you're not an older person, or if you've not like been there, done that, seen it, you're somebody who has probably been described as an old soul. And that kind of came up a little bit in group 1 reading too. So if you were drawn to that, there might be a reason. Wisdom. And the blue usually indicates our intuition. So it's interesting that this is the image that comes through, because a lot of it is more of that gut feeling or experience over like book knowledge or direct knowledge. You might even be somebody who, you know, not for everyone, but for some of you, you may have even dropped out of high school, or, you know, you dropped out of college, or maybe you even have a college degree, but it doesn't really impact what you do with your life right now. But certainly somebody who people come to for advice, or, you know, they see you and garner a lot of respect, is what I'm getting here. So next we get lakeside cabins, and we've got forest. Now this is from the Great Lakes Oracle, so it has to do with things or places in and around the Great Lakes. The forest here, it looks like birch trees to me, but there are, you know, a lot of different kinds of trees and a lot of different kinds of forests around the Great Lakes. Birch trees, though, are just so like really iconic and really beautiful. You know, everybody kind of, they're striking. So there's something about you that's very striking and very beautiful and very like timeless, I will say, because it doesn't matter what time of year it is, whether these trees have leaves or not. You know, a lot of trees are known by the shape or color of their leaves, and this one is really the bark. So it is kind of a very what do I want to say here? Like very much the essence of you is attractive. It doesn't, you're not somebody who needs makeup. You're not somebody who needs a new haircut. You're not somebody who is going to look completely different or like a chameleon in clothes. It doesn't matter. Like the core of you is attractive. The core of you is beautiful and timeless and peaceful. I think you're somebody who people look at and you have a very calming effect. That's, you know, and you are probably an introvert. A lot of you, if not all of you, are introverts. It value that peace of mind, that peaceful time. And then lakeside cabins, though, it doesn't mean that you don't like other people, but certainly quality over quantity. I'm hearing, you know, laughter and joy. You're somebody who inspires that. Lakeside cabins, this would be, you know, around the Great Lakes is a lot of places to camp. People go there. It's a destination. Like they come and like people come to you, your destination too, for peace and love and joy. And wisdom. I just want, that was a bunch of cards. So I just want 4 cards here for group 2. What else can we tell me about group 2? One more. This is funny because the other deck was very sneaky and slipped in extra cards as well. Okay, so we have 5 of Cups. We've got the Sun, 4 of Swords. So look at this. This is the rest and the peacefulness that's in the 4 of Swords. You can see the sloths in a hammock. Death card. Death is about change. So I think you're somebody who's so like grounded in who you are. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, wherever you move, whatever job you're in, you are you. It doesn't matter. You're authentic. It doesn't matter in that way. Ace of Swords and 6 of Cups. So 5 of Cups and 6 of Cups. 5 of Cups, you know, so if we start with Cups and we end with Cups here. Cups is about fulfillment. I already talked about that joy that I kind of saw here with the log cabins. You know, it doesn't mean that you're in joy all the time. And the 5 of Cups is kind of about that. What's coming into my head is something that my husband often tells me. And it is, you are simultaneously the least capable person and the most capable person. And what I mean by that is, absolutely, you're a very capable person, but you know, sometimes those little things just catch up to you and you just throw you for a loop for a little bit. You work through it, obviously, but if something's going to bug you, it's not going to be a big thing because you can handle that. It's going to be one of those little things, like you go to your favorite coffee spot and they just don't have the thing that you enjoy, and so then you're going to whine about it for a minute. And that's, you know, maybe not all of you can recognize yourself in that description, and that's okay. But certainly, you know, not everything is happy, joy all the time, and that's okay. You make the best out of that. And we can see that here with the Sun and the 4 of Swords. Kind of feel like rest is something that, I mean, it's coming up here a lot to like this peacefulness and this rest, and maybe you project that, but it might not be something that is easy for you. It may not be something that's easy for you to sit down and take a break and take a rest. But when you do, that's when you're at your best. That's where you're able to, so don't forget to meditate here, or don't forget to take quiet moments for yourself. Don't forget to pencil yourself in, because I almost feel like you are so concerned with what others are doing or helping them, or being their muse in some way, that you put your own self-interest on the back burner, and just don't forget yourself, because you that just is going to make you happier in the long run. Whenever you are faced with a change, whenever you are faced with a challenge, it seems like you're somebody who just comes up with ideas. You may even be an air sign. You might be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. You don't have to be, but those are the signs that would be represented here with the Ace of Swords, with the swords energy. And those signs, it may not be your sun sign, but it can be in your chart, because I feel like there's some quick wit here and some very quick thinking, like thinking on your feet. And you're like, ugh, I can't believe this is happening to me, but bam, because this is what I'm getting here with the Five of Cups, the Death card, and the Ace of Swords, that when something comes, I almost think that you complain about it longer than if you actually apply yourself, and if you actually try. You complain about it longer than it takes for you to fix it, and that's okay. I'm just laughing because you're again, back to that very capable person here. And then the Six of Cups, this is, connecting with people from your past. So you might be somebody who has a lot of Facebook friends or Instagram friends, people that you went to school with, and you remember them, and you'll wish them happy birthday, or something comes up and you tell them an anecdote that you remember from school about them. I feel like you're somebody who, when a friend of yours starts a new business, that you'll go and leave good reviews for them, or you'll help them, or you'll recommend them, or you'll try their services. You'll hire them if you can. Let's see what else comes out for you, group 2. The Scarab Beetle Spirit. Beautiful. Scarab beetles were very valued in ancient Egypt. And then Buffalo Spirit. Look at this. So Scarab Beetle and Buffalo, beetle and buffalo. Can we get 2 more animals that are completely opposites, right? Inside. This is kind of why, I'm kind of really feeling that Gemini energy, that kind of twins thing. The maybe you have some opposites going on here. When I was saying that you're the least capable but the most capable person, you've got some opposing things going on here in your personality, but I feel like you blend it together very well, because even the scarab beetle, if you're just looking at them, yes, they're completely opposites, completely built opposites, found in completely different places, but they're very similar colors, and you can find similarities between things like that. So the Scarab Beetle Spirit is magic works through you. Maybe you don't always see yourself as a very magical person, and that would be what indicates with the Five of Cups. But the Sun says, yes, you are. And the voice in my head was saying it a little bit harsher than that, so I'm not going to repeat it. So pick up that torch and remember your magic. And sometimes you just kind of have to like remember how awesome you are. And then the buffalo spirit, the abundant universe will provide. So again, kind of with this changes here and this Ace of Swords, that change doesn't really phase you. You're able to meet it head on and just be like, well, you know, now I'm in a totally different spot than I was before, or that I anticipated that I would be in, but that's okay. I've got my quick wit, and I'm just gonna see how it works out, and it usually works out pretty well. I also feel like, you know, with the Six of Cups, when I was talking about that, focus on people around you, people from your past, people you've gone to school with, people that you have worked with before. I feel like you have a network of people that you could rely on if you really, really wanted to. I kind of think, though, you're very individualistic in that part. Like, you don't mind helping other people, but it might be difficult for you to ask for help, which is okay, but it's available to you is what I'm saying. Like, people think very highly of you. So, and maybe that's, you don't want to tarnish that. You don't want to say like, you don't want to ask for help because you don't want people to look down on you. I don't think they will. They're not going to. It's just, you know, you kind of have to be a part of that community sometimes and let other people help you. That's what I have for you, Group 2. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 3. This is Aragonite, and just put the number 3 over here. So if you picked this pile, this is what makes you so attractive. And the first card that comes out for you is 42, External Transformation. So the first thing that I think of, actually there's a lot of things 42 is connected with. For me, though, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. 42 is the answer to life, universe, and everything. So, and I know that it's like, wait, what? How is it 42? That's then what the whole book is about. Like, what questions are you asking and what are you seeking? But when you get external transformation, it feels like you are finding answers, and whatever you are seeking, it comes out so people see it. We can also talk about you being, if you're not an extrovert, that you, at least for some of you, don't seem to be very shy about talking to others, about expressing yourself. I kind of feel like you're what you see is what you get kind of person. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are simple, but when people view you, like they know, they kind of get an idea, like when they view you, but they come in here and experience your energy, like you're solid type person. An external transformation can be like, you can have gone through, some of you may have gone through like an ugly duckling phase. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to at all, but I wouldn't, you know, we're looking at beauty and inner beauty, and I see beauty in everybody's energy, okay? But physically, at one point, I don't think you were at where you wanted to be. And this indicates that you are somebody who can work hard to get yourself there, to where you want to be. And when I say ugly duckling, I think about Angelina Jolie anyway, because her, you know, sometimes we go through these awkward phases, and the way that she pulled it out, or the way that you have pulled it out, is amazing. So, but yours indicates more of a, you pursued it rather than it's something that necessarily naturally occurred. So bodybuilding, CrossFit, something in that way. It can also be, I mean, even though it's an external or external transformation, even the pursuit of certain types of skills or certain types of knowledge. And there's a certain element here for you that you are self-made, that it's not like things were handed to you, you put it together. And we have beach and anchor. So this is from the Great Lakes Oracle, which means it's things in and around the Great Lakes and basically elements that make the Great Lakes beautiful, and now elements that are applied to you to make you beautiful. Called somebody an anchor the other day. I think he took it, he didn't take it the way that I meant it. I meant it in a very positive way, because an anchor, you know, when we have a time of chaos, which really could be almost any time, but certainly we can have a very chaotic world right now. It just depends on how, you know, your perspective and how you're looking at it. But that's what I meant, was that he was very grounded. He felt like he was talking about being old-fashioned. And maybe you have been accused of being old-fashioned, or you feel like maybe some things have left you behind, but I don't feel like that's necessarily a bad thing or necessarily true. Like I feel like there's something that's always going to be of value to somebody who stands in their values, who is, you know, when you think of an anchor is put down to keep the boat in place when the sea rocks back and forth. And so our anchors can be our values, our anchors can be our thoughts. Sometimes we change those and we're open to it. But you know, that's what the anchor can be moved, but there's still like an underlying values and underlying grounding there. Grounding is really important. Grounding into the earth, grounding into the sea. But there's still like a, you know, grounding talks about being a part of nature. And understanding that sometimes the nature is volatile and you don't have to be volatile. You can be very much in your space, in your position. The beach. So I love this, and I love it with this external transformation, because external transformation, if it's lasting, it means that we've had an internal transformation as well. And the beach, you know, sometimes we have a calling to go to the beach. You know, this is of course the Great Lakes area. In my area, there's all of these bumper stickers or shirts or hats that talk about the mountains are calling. In this deck, it talks about the beach is calling, like that calling to go to the beach, meaning that calling to our higher selves, that calling to our transformation. And the wonderful thing that I love about this deck, and it brings up specifically with the beach, is when we look at this horizon here, maybe not so much on this card, but when we're at the beach and we look at the sea, we don't really know where the sky begins and the beach, the water ends. And even with the beach itself, because the water has this ebb and flow, this back and forth kind of thing that happens to it. So it is a kind of a recognition of our higher selves. It is of our spiritual self. We don't really always know where our physical self and our spiritual self ends, which it relates to the external transformation as well. I just feel like there's a lot of connection to your higher self here, a lot of connection to your values. And this card specifically talks about connecting to your higher self. Quiet your mind and look for moments in your life and ask you to focus on your higher self. These are moments when the spiritual intertwines with the physical world. So I feel like the any changes that you make, when we're talking about this external transformation, any physical changes, is very in tune with your higher self, your spiritual self. And one more. Now we've got 2 Cups cards here, and they came out in reverse. We've got 3 Cups cards here coming out in reverse. So I almost feel like, but you have the Empress here. So I almost feel like self-love, like you're very giving of yourself to others. So the only like drawback of that is maybe you don't give yourself as much love as you need to. When I told you that story that I told a guy the other day, that I see him as an anchor, like he necessarily took that kind of the wrong way. And I'm like, no. You are somebody who others seek out in a storm because you are anchored. You are not swayed. You're not pushed from here to there. You stand in your values. 8 of Cups reversed would talk about basically staying in place for better or for worse. So the 8 of Cups is a card of movement, like this. Is that a penguin? It's a fat little penguin. Is not happy where he's at, so he's moving on to greener pastures to find the 9 of Cups, which is the penultimate Cups card, because it's the wish card, to finding all of his wishes. So I think that, you do have, and it's so related to the anchor here, you do have like this propensity to stay in one place maybe a little bit too long. So maybe you do need to look at some of those things that are holding you back from really finding all of your wishes and desires. We've got the Empress here. She is nurturing and loving, and she's full of abundance. So then she shares that with other people. And then the only other thing with like these, the Queen of Swords and the the Queen of Swords and the 2 of Cups, you may not have enough boundaries around yourself, and you may need to think about who you're surrounding yourself with, because when you are so like loving and giving to others, would indicate kind of with the 2 Cups cards that we have, others might come along and try to take advantage of that. 2 of Cups would suggest that, you give to people, sure, but you kind of want others to give back to you. The Empress would be like, it doesn't matter, I'm okay with that. But, when we have the 2 of Cups reversed, it's like, yeah, but finding your own joy or really being in that cycle of life with others would mean that you would find somebody to have like that reciprocal energy with, that you're seeing eye to eye with. So, the only like negative here is you might stay in relationships longer than others would, because you put up with things or tolerate things more than others would. And I feel like, you do really tolerate a lot. Sometimes that's a positive, sometimes that's a negative, because you deserve, joy and love and fun as well. Let's see, let's get one more card to this Peacock. Yeah, okay. So you have Peacock, Spirit, Let It Shine. And then we also have a Squirrel, Spirit, Believe in Yourself. So there's nothing wrong with putting some boundaries around yourself, because I feel like there are people like who are really attracted to you, who want your advice, who want something from you. but I feel like there's a reason for that, because you know, being really connected to your higher self and really shining your light. People are like, ooh, you know, I want, you know, like moths to a flame, but moths can't love a flame. Maybe not the best example, because I don't think you would intentionally burn people, but you would definitely give more of yourself than you're getting in return. So just think about that, group 3. You might need to go into hermit mode a little bit to kind of weed out the people who are there for the wrong reasons and find people who are there to support you for the right reasons, because I don't want you to burn out. And also the squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. Especially with this anchor here, I think you have a greater depth than you think you do. You know, the anchor in the beach, both of them, you've got like this higher self and this physical self, and you've got a lot of depth here. You've got, you know, I keep saying, there is a lot to you. You deserve people who reflect that back to you. And I see that the Queen of Swords reversed is like the Queen of Swords wouldn't put up with people around her who just are not giving that, who are just takers. Okay, but when I see her reversed, I feel like, you know, she could be getting taken advantage of because she doesn't have her boundaries. Now, we teach people how to treat us, and I feel like you have done a tremendous work on yourself. And then maybe you don't believe in yourself because you keep getting disappointed, but that has nothing to do with you. It's more of the people that you allow and invite in. And again, it's just because you're so, you know, sometimes you can be intimidating to open yourself up to others, but we're looking for quality, not quantity here, where I feel like you're kind of surrounded more about quantity right now. Just again, those moths to that flame. You need to find your other flame rather than be surrounded by a bunch of moths. So that's what I have for you, group 3. Hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 4. This is Chrysocolla, and if you pick that, you are in the right place. So the first card that comes out for you, we have joy. So just that, joy. I feel like it's probably been described about you that you're a breath of fresh air when you walk into a room. And I bet you have a beautiful smile, because I'm seeing a beautiful smile and just like an airiness around you too. Joy is in this deck depicted with a lot of different colors and vibrancy, and you know, there's beauty in that, of course. Let's see what the other cards bring here. So we've got Mackinac Bridge and we've got pictured rocks. This is from the Great Lakes Oracle, and it's about things and places in and around the Great Lakes. So Mackinac Bridge, it is a long suspension bridge that connects, what is it, like, I think like between Lake Superior and Lake Huron. But I feel like you're somebody who would build bridges to other people, that it would extend your hand to others. Now, I think sometimes this joy and the pictured rocks here, I feel like there's a lot of confidence in you. So I feel like you come off as almost like people put you on a pedestal and almost intimidating in some way. group 4, because I think you have a lot of complexity around your beauty. As simple as joy is, you know, and as simple as like a smile is, like there is more to you, and it feels like there's a lot of confidence that you have, or should have. I'll say that too. Sometimes we're not always 100% confident, and that is okay, but I feel like you have a lot to be confident about, and I feel like you yourself are very warm and welcoming to other people, but other people may not necessarily see that at first. And, you know, maybe you don't get approached as much as your friends do, just because there's like, oh, ooh, you know, this person seems like they're really smart, or there's just, you know, something about them with how they're smiling or how happy they are, that seems a little bit intimidating. But the Mackinac Bridge is an engineering marvel, and it flows, and that might be part of it, because it seems like you're not really fazed by obstacles or the complexities of the world, because you just it seems like you're standing tall in that, and it seems like just like water rolls right off of you and really just polishes you and makes you more beautiful, as in with these pictured rocks, when really you are, you know, moving with things, or creating things, or on the back end. Pictured rocks, this is a rock formation on Lake Michigan that has been carved out by that lake, and it just reveals these really beautiful colors. And again, we're coming back to these colors here like we have in Joy. So I almost feel like, gosh, what's that word? Synesthesia? But it's where you have like different sensations than you should. Like you taste a laugh, okay? Or you hear colors. And for some reason that's coming through. You might have some interesting senses here, or some interesting, you know, where you just, like, your laugh seems really colorful to others. You probably have a very beautiful and active aura. I'm seeing like almost cotton candy. And it's just your energy and what you exude. Oh, look at this. We get 2 of Swords. What else do we have here? 4 of Cups. 3 of Coins. Yeah, I think initially it can be, approaching you might be intimidating, but you yourself are very open to working with other people. And, you know, 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is interesting here too, because I feel like you're also somebody, especially with the pictured rocks here, I don't think a lot of people mess with you because of your confidence, because if they cross a line, that you are not afraid to call them out or to put them in their place. So we've got 2 of Swords here, we've got 4 of Cups reversed, we've got 3 of Coins, and we have 9 of Wands. I feel like you're somebody who gets a lot of opportunities and a lot of choices, but really, you know, with the Mackinac Bridge, you create those. From the outside, it may just look easy breezy. Keep getting easy breezy over and over again. I don't think that that this, like, you make it look easy. Group 4, I don't think that it necessarily is easy. 4 of Cups reverse, like this is one of those cards that's better in reverse than it is upright. I don't think this particular card really shows the true meaning of it, other than maybe our little crab here doesn't look fully happy about his treasure chest. And that's kind of what it's kind of the meh card. It's kind of eh. And of course, you know, we always experience a wealth of emotion here and there, but I don't think that kind of eh energy is something that you are trapped in very long. That's why I said it's better that it comes in reverse, because when you are faced with a problem, when you are faced with an obstacle, again, like we were talking about with Mackinac Bridge, like you figure a way to build a bridge. You figure a way to flow with it. You figure a way to solve these problems. You're not going to be one who will dwell in something over and over again. Not that you can't be faced with a problem and think about, oh no, what am I going to do? But when we've got the 2 of Swords here again, I feel like you see these opportunities. This one's also an interesting 2 of Swords. We've got this sea, this kind of choppy sea here. But really, you're this owl, because there's this wise owl who's holding these swords, who has these ideas, who has these opportunities, who has these choices to make. And you're just sitting there kind of meditating on it. I think that the choices that you make, like again, you make things look easy, this easy breeziness, but you really do put a lot of thought and effort into it. And you are really always thinking about ways that you can make this situation work for you. And I feel like, again, with this confidence here, you're able to do that. People do see your confidence. Sometimes I think, you know, they just are like, ooh, like, I don't want to cross that. I don't want to, because I feel like when we've got the 9 of Wands here, this is somebody who is standing up for themselves, who is like, nope, this is my lollipop. You guys can't eat my lollipop. But they have kind of like put a boundary there. You're somebody who's like, hey, if you do this, I'm going to do this. So I feel like not necessarily an ultimatum, because again, you are very flexible, but you come off as very, not necessarily rigid, but that you will follow through on your threats. And you may have even left jobs before, or if you're in school and, you know, in college and you're able to just like, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to subject myself to this. I'm not going to take this class. I'll switch professors, or I can't handle this job. And you have enough confidence where you can go and find another job. But you are very valued where you work. People want to work with you. That's the 3 of Coins here. And I feel like you're very good with working with people. Maybe it doesn't always come across that way, because, but it would only come across to people who are trying to be very selfish with you, who are trying to get more from you than they are giving to you. And there's a certain amount of that you would actually put up with, but once there's a line, like there's a line, and it's like, nope. Yeah, look at this lion spirit, and wow, look at this koala spirit. So we've got lion spirit, be generous of spirit, and the koala spirit has a plan. So again, with the koala spirit and the standing up for yourself, like you understand that you're not like locked into this is the only place I can ever work ever. It's okay, well, if I was looking for a job when I found this, I'm not afraid to walk away, because usually I find things that are better for me. And that's part of this, you're putting thought into things and you're not afraid to go after what you want, or when you reach obstacles, you're not afraid of it. And again, the lion spirit, the lion is like a very beautiful and majestic animal, and very powerful underneath too, but can be a complete kitten. And this is perfect for you. Be generous of spirit. I feel like you are. I feel like you are very generous of spirit, but it's also like not that you're not generous, but it's also like a, hey, this is my boundary and don't cross it, which is actually lovely. It's very lovely. But you definitely, like, I love this joy here. I love because I do feel like you are very giving. I do feel like you are, just like that breath of fresh air again. But it's also like I'm here, and I will give you anything and everything, but don't cross me, because I will walk away. So that's what I have for you, group 4. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next reading.